Hey there, me again. A few days ago I created this video about have you discovered the Microsoft Edge web capture and markup tool. So I was looking at Microsoft Edge and seeing what sort of things you can do with it. A lot of people use Google Chrome, but Edge is a pretty good browser that's built on the same engine as Chrome, but it offers a few different features that Google Chrome doesn't necessarily do out of the box. So I thought I'd take a look at a couple of those right now because maybe they're interesting to you. So let's see what we've found. If I come over here to the three dots, over here is where I saw that web capture that I used to create that previous video, but there's one that's below it called Web Select. And what's that do? Basically the screen sort of goes a little bit dark, and what I can now do is draw a box around whatever I want. So say I want this picture to be captured, a little box that says copy down here, click on that, it says that it's copied. Now what do I do? Okay, so I can go to a graphics editor, a picture editor of some kind. I've gone into OpenView. There's plenty of others you could use, Microsoft Paint and whatever. Control V, and I can paste exactly what I just captured off the screen. A lot quicker than using the snipping tool down here, because if it's something that you want from a browser, really quickly to just go into that Web Select option. And there is a shortcut key, which is Control Shift K. No, is that K? No, that's X. Control Shift X will do exactly the same thing. So if I test that, Control Shift X, again the screen goes a little darker and I can draw a box around it. I can adjust the box before I choose the option to copy. So that's one really cool feature, but the other one I found was this one, and I wasn't expecting this to be built into the browser. Here I have some quadratic equations. It's a worksheet that's been probably something about year 8, year 9 students, and we're wanting people to solve them. Maybe it's been put in as a Google form or a Microsoft form and you're asking kids to complete this exam. Well, if they're doing it in Microsoft Edge, they can actually come in here to the three dots and they can choose under More Tools. There's something here called Math Solver. Well, that sounds interesting. So what does that actually mean? It says, oh, you can do some different things. You can select or you can type a maths problem. So let's why isn't it letting me drag? Oh, drag a box to resize around a question. Okay, so let's find a question here. Here's one here that's fairly simple. 2x squared minus 128 equals 0. So I draw the box exactly the same way as that web select thing that I just did. And instead of copy, I've now got solve. And if I click solve, over here it reads that screen and it says, okay, you've got that. So that means that x equals plus or minus 8. And it's even drawn a graph for me, which is really nice of it. And in here I can show the solution steps and explain exactly how I did it. There's even some recommended videos for how to do polynomials from Khan Academy and so on. So that's pretty cool. Let's find one that's a little bit more complicated. If I go to select a maths problem here, and here's one that's a little bit more complicated, solve that. It'll come in and it will say, okay, here's that, and here's your total. 1 2/7 is the answer. And again, you've got the same information that you can go. But then I thought, okay, well, that's pretty easy doing quadratic equations, you can get through that pretty simple. But how about we move to something like, maybe integral calculus. Let's see how it goes with something like that. And let's go for a hard one for a start. Let's go to select the maths problem here. We'll select this one here. So this is a multiple choice answer that you can see down the bottom. These are the options. So it's A, B, C, or D. I wonder which one is the right one. Let's go to solve. So over here, it will put the equation up here, and it will say that the answer is pi over 2, and it gives you even some integration videos that will help you work it out, and you can simply tick A as being the answer, pi over 2. I thought that was interesting. Math Solver built into Microsoft Edge browser. See you in the next video.